Roker jokes Deborah Roberts' science with 2020's co-anchor David Muir is excessively great. Roker and Deborah Roberts are a notable power couple with a ton to celebrate in the new year. The couple came over for ET's Spilling the ET to discuss their steadily developing day-to-day life, late vocation moves, and their legendary romantic tale. Most quite, 2 or 3 focuses on Deborah being named the new co-anchor of ABC News 2020's Close by David Muir back in September 2023. It is an honor. I think something provides me with a sensation of achievement and extraordinary pride. This is a program that I have been watching since I was a youngster, Deborah shares when I'll get some information about her new job. I recall in my home, in the family room with my sister Janet who cherished 2020's and we would watch it together, and I think perhaps sooner or later someone said, "Gracious, perhaps you'll deal with a show like that one day," and obviously it was a particularly extraordinary rush to join the program a long time back. Furthermore, presently, to be in this specific seat where Barbara Walters sat, I mean it's simply a rush that could only be described as epic. I've expressed that previously and it truly is. Deborah took up the job that was recently held by Amy Robach, who left ABC News after her sentiment with TJ Holmes, her previous GMA3 co-anchor, stood out as truly newsworthy in November 2022. ABC News President Kim Godwin made the declaration in a note to the news division, stating, "Deborah has been revealing for 2020's beginning around 1995, covering all that from profiles of political figures to the most stunning wrongdoing cases grasping the country. She is a talented analytical columnist, customarily journeying through the country to direct hard-hitting interviews furnishing watchers with important, savvy data. Deborah is a sympathetic journalist, carrying mankind to each story." Godwin recorded Deborah's celebrated achievements during her residency at ABC, including detailing for Nightline, Great Morning America and World News This Evening with David Muir, as well as filling in as a substitute anchor for Good Morning America and a visitor co-have on The View. Initially enrolled by Barbara Walters in 1995, Deborah has since gotten a Peabody grant for the 2020's exceptional Say Her Name. Breonna Taylor was enlisted into the Telecom and Link Lobby of Distinction in 2023 and has been granted numerous Emmy grants for her public and global inclusion of world occasions, remembering the Guide's emergency for Africa and maternal mortality in Bangladesh. "I recollect when she resigned, and you were one of various ladies who discussed what Barbara Walters meant for you," reviews. Deborah adds, "Everyone had a Barbara Walters way of talking, and I recollect you shared with me at a certain point, not in any event, feeling that I was attempting to mimic Barbara or someone in that anchor world, and you said, simply be you, and it's not generally simple being you since you need to kind of give up and just somewhat put your character out there, and you kind of urged me to do that." Jokes that Deborah let the genie out of the jug, that he urged her to seek after the job, and Deborah jests back that everyone can fault him for her direction. After her new job was declared, Deborah took to her Instagram page to praise the news, imparting a photograph of her to her dear companion and new co-anchor. "I'm excited and lowered to step into the job as co-anchor at ABC 2020 Close by my companion and partner at David Muir. We are glad to carry on the practice of top to bottom covering this respected news magazine, which has uncovered bits of insight and opened hearts and brains for a very long time, starting with the incomparable Barbara Walters and Hugh Downs," she subtitled the photograph. "It is an epic excitement to venture to every part of the way which Barbara cleared for ladies like me who longed for revealing significant and groundbreaking stories," she added. "What a priceless honor to push the inheritance along at ABC News #gratitude." When Deborah asks her better half his thought process she's been at her new job, Al can't resist the urge to laud her, in spite of the fact that he jests about her science with David. "I believe you're doing perfect, you know? That is to say, look the certain something, the banner of you and David Muir, you have the raincoat, you look like a boss. The science nearly appears to be excessively great, as a matter of fact. In any case, Al can't reject that the co-secures have the compatibility since they've cooperated previously. You both love one another, and I think the show is currently to a higher level," he says. Al has been exceptionally vocal about his satisfaction for his significant other. He likewise took to Instagram to share the news, spouting about Deborah in his subtitle. "So pleased with Deborah Bertsapt being named co-anchor Close by David Muir of incredible #news magazine at ABC 2020. It was a long time back when #Barbara Walters was on the opposite finish of the telephone, prompting Deborah to lunch and discuss joining her on the transmission," he composed. Furthermore, presently, she will proceed with that heritage. #11 when aplanka mestagathar. Deborah answered, "So regarded and lowered." While Al jokes that Hill must be in his prime to keep Deborah cheerful since she tends to return home over-the-top hungry when she becomes involved with work and misses lunch, obviously the couple is still as in adoration with each other as they were the point at which they secured the bunch on September 16, 1995.